Joining us now, the 10th incarnation of the Time Lord himself, David Tennant. David, welcome.
Good morning.
It's actually the first time we have actually sat down and spoken together. We bumped into each other when I was doing pantomime.
Yeah, I saw you doing pantomime with Richard Wilson, yeah, and we bumped into each other backstage.
Absolutely. Now, I was in a series 1 of Doctor Who, and I know the hype and all the hoopla that surrounds it. You yourself were a fan from a child, as I was. What was it like when you were given the go-ahead that you were going to go do it?
It was kind of a bit surreal, really, because at the time I didn't know the job was on offer anyway. You know, the first series was just about to go out. There was, as you say, a lot of hoo-ha about it, and I had, like the rest of the nation, I didn't realise that Chris wouldn't be doing any more.
Yes, we all felt he'd be well settled for a series or two.
Yeah. So yeah, it was as big a surprise to me as everyone else. I just laughed actually when they first asked me. It seemed so impossible.
But isn't this a school essay that you wrote when you were a little boy, saying your greatest desire when you grow up was to be Doctor Who?
Well, you know,
was that a lot of old
you
PR
write
flim
something
flam?
when you're 12, and suddenly somebody finds it under their sofa and gives it to the newspapers, and you're a little bit. I suppose I must have done. I don't remember it, to be honest.
Oh, what a shame,
But
because it's such a good story.
It's a good story. Yeah, it actually happened. Yeah, we'll just say it did happen.
Yeah.
Now, are you prepared for Saturday night? Because literally, although you had the Christmas Invasion, which was a fantastic episode, Saturday is really your launch into the series.
I'm kind of relieved that it's finally out there, because there is so much build-up to it. We've been filming for such a long time. We finished just a week and a half ago, and it was a 9-month shoot.
How many episodes?
Well, including the Christmas one, 14 episodes altogether.
Yes.
So it had been a long time, and there's been so much build-up, and it was this time last year that it was announced that I was taking over. So it's quite good to finally just get it out there. And we're so proud of the episodes. The ones I've seen, the ones that I've finished, they're all working so well.
I think we've got a clip of one, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Shall we have a look? Is this episode 1 we're going to see? Yeah, let's have a look. First episode.
Well, I thought we might go there first.
Why? What is it?
Some sort of hospital. Green moon on the side, that's the universal symbol for hospitals. I got this. Message on the psychic paper. Someone wants to see me.
And I thought we were just sightseeing. Come on then, let's go and buy some grapes.
Rose Tyler, I knew it. That dirty blonde assassin.
She's coming here, mistress.
But this is beyond coincidence. This is destiny. At last I can be revenged on that little...
Bit rich, coming from you.
I can't help it, I don't like hospitals, they give me the creeps.
The Pleasure Gardens will now take...
It looks exciting.
Yeah, they give you the creeps because there are these strange cat nuns.
The Sisters of Plenitude, Plentitude, who are these cat nun nurses, which are extraordinary. So they're these amazing prosthetic creations, and they have these, every bit of these faces is sort of laid on piece by piece. It takes them hours and hours. They're there at 4 in the morning getting ready, and you can go up and stroke their little faces. They're amazing.
Their little furry faces.
Little furry faces.
I think they're whiskers and everything.
Yeah.
Oh. And they're the nuns who this hospital has got.
Yeah.
What year is it?
The year 5,023,000,023.
Oh, so quite a way in the future.
Sure.
But there's still dirty hospitals.
Oh no, it's a very clean hospital.
But there's stuff behind the walls.
Well, there might be something going on underneath. Yeah.
See, the thing that's great, sitting here talking, I know that there's a lot of Whovian fans out there who are sitting watching to try and get any little piece of information about episodes and what's coming up. And I'm trying to give it to you, folks. I'm trying to give it to you, but you won't give.
It's only days away now. You don't have to wait any longer. We're there.
I saw some things that popped up. For instance, Captain Jack used psychic paper to con the Doctor when he first came in. Psychic paper had popped up in that scene.
The psychic paper is
So
back.
are there anything you can talk about, new gadgets that are coming?
What new gadgets do we have?
Like he's going to tell me.
The stuff that we make, you know, specific to situations. I don't think we've got any new kind of running gadgets. I've probably forgotten something terribly fundamental.
Is it
I don't think we
true or
do.
untrue that K9 makes an appearance?
K9, week 3, episode 3. K9 is back.
Fantastic.
K9
Just the same?
and Sarah Jane Smith.
Oh.
Who, of course, was Elizabeth Sladen, who was brilliant back in the 70s. So Sarah Jane comes back, and of course
Is it still Elizabeth Sladen?
It's still Elizabeth Sladen.
Somebody told me, I mean, at The Insider, someone said to me that filming that scene, you found it kind of surreal, as did she, because you were looking at someone you watched as a child, and then all of a sudden, but you have to get the relationship, the Doctor's seeing her many years later.
And in a way, that was sort of easy to play, because I remember her, mid-70s was when I started watching the show. I'm 34, so that was kind of my time. So suddenly there's Sarah Jane, who I have all these kind of very affectionate memories from. So you could kind of plug that into the Doctor's psychology,
And
really.
that Doctor was Tom Baker.
That was Tom Baker, yeah, which is when I started watching it.
Do you know, I did an interview with Tom Baker once, years ago. He read a book through the entire interview. I was that interesting. So thank you. Another Doctor who hasn't done that to me.
I've got a magazine just under me.
He was a masterful Doctor Who, but
Yeah.
the brilliance about it is that the constant regeneration means that every fresh actor can put what he wants into it.
Well, there's nothing kind of wrong. Yeah, the Doctor can kind of be whatever you want him to be. It's not like Tarzan or Sherlock Holmes or one of these parts where you're kind of reinventing the wheel.
Or James Bond.
Or James Bond, yeah.
It's a tough one.
Yeah,
but
very
Doctor Who's
tough.
not so tough in
Yeah,
that sense.
it's sort of it's kind of up to you to be a bit different, actually,
Yes.
and bring a bit of yourself to it.
Now,
One thing that does happen with it, you get figures made of you.
You do.
And David, there's a couple here.
Yeah.
They did the photography for my figure a couple of weeks ago.
The
which
Captain
was
Jack figure
Captain
is
Jack
imminent.
figure. But I think these are absolutely
Oh,
fantastic.
good on there, yeah.
You've got a couple of the Doctor. One in your long
Well, I spend sort of
overcoat,
as much time out of the coat as in it, so I think they figured they had to do it twice.
and one in your pinstripe suit.
And these are the Psychorax? Is that
Sycorax.
Sycorax, and this was from the Christmas invasion.
Yes.
So this was
Yes.
your first enemy, really.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Slithen.
Slitheen.
Slitheen.
Oh, I haven't got my glasses on. Slitheen. Sorry.
Slitheen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
good.
And there's Cassandra.
We
from
love
Saturday-
Cassandra.
Who's there on Saturday night, yeah.
now, is there a chance that we're going to see Cassandra as she was before this skin stretch?
Well, you certainly see, as you saw in the clip, Cassandra's back looking like that. But
Yeah.
we might also have a little bit of a time jump. We might get to see Cassandra in the full embodiment of Zoe Wanamaker, not just her
Oh,
voice.
right.
Going back.
Yeah, yeah.
And the episode 2 you go back to...
Episode 2, we go back to 1879, and we encounter Queen Victoria on her way to Balmoral. There's a story with a quite extraordinary werewolf that the guys, the incredible guys at the mill who do all our CGI work have
Fantastic.
created this extraordinary werewolf. Yeah. And Doctor Who's never had a werewolf before.
No?
Which
No.
really, it's
Like-
not before time.
Well, werewolves were around the 19th century, weren't they?
Exactly, that's
Yes,
kind
you
of where
know.
they live.
But
Yeah.
also, you can use your real accent for a change.
Exactly. Yeah, he goes back to Scotland, so he fits in with the natives. And Rose has a go too, but her accent isn't quite so successful.
But we won't mock Billy for that one. No.
How is Billy? I know she wasn't very well today.
Well,
Otherwise she'd have been
we
here.
finished filming about a week and a half ago, and I immediately got ill. As you do when you've been
Yes.
working for 9 months, and you've managed to get through it without a
Yes.
sniffle, so suddenly your body
You get
collapses.
the bugs and...
And I had this whole gastric thing. We don't need the details.
Oh, no.
But
Well, maybe
it's
for
a bit
later,
like-
because we have a bit later about bowel cancer, so we might be able to
Really?
work that in. Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
it was... No, I lost about 15 stone in a night. It was a bit like...
Did
I
you?
felt like I was in Tenko.
I'd like that, but...
But unfortunately, I got better, and I seem to have given it to Bill. She wanted to be here today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she sends everyone her love, and
Well, we've
I
sent
think she's
her our
at
love.
home. There she is!
There she
There
is, the
she
girl.
is, lovely
She
Billy.
promises she's at home watching us.
Now,
So,
what
hi,
about
Bill.
snogs with her? I mean, we've had one, I think, haven't we?
There is a bit of a kiss on Saturday night, yeah.
On Saturday night.
Yeah,
But there's not going to be... Doctor Who can't have a wife. He can't have a live-in lover.
It's not kind of his thing, is it?
No.
I mean, the relationship with the Doctor and his companion is always... It's always everything but sex, I think. And I think we've got to preserve that. But yeah, they're kissing on Saturday night, so you'll have to tune in to find out
if
why.
he did, when Captain Jack came back in Series 3, he would put up a good fight to
Yes,
pull
but
whoever was their away. I think that
I
would
think
be
for
quite
my
fun.
sons,
Yeah.
the kissing will be more scary than anything else. Because
A quick fact, David did you know you were voted Pink Paper's sexiest man in the universe?
Yes, I did.
Not the world, the
know,
universe.
I know.
And according to this
Quite
also,
categorical.
it says that Sophia Miles, your girlfriend, she said that she would carry a doll of you in her handbag.
Oh,
So does she have one in her
You'd
handbag?
have to ask her.
bless her.
Not yet.
Listen, we'll be glued Saturday night. Thank you very much, David. Lovely to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
Doctor Who is